What's shaking? My name's Cam, welcome back to another video. If you're a fan of fantasy books and stories, then you should subscribe and stick around. I make and have made lots of videos about fantasy books, so if that's your kind of thing, I would love to have you here. The Witcher Season 3 has dropped an official teaser, so let's check it out. Dude, it's gonna be so sad seeing Henry Cavill leave, because this is his last season before they bring on who is it, Liam Hemsworth? Weird choice to be replacing Henry Cavill, but I'll get to that. I just have this feeling that every time we see Henry Cavill pop up on the screen, there's gonna be this underlying background sense of sadness, because we all know watching this that this is the last time he's gonna be Geralt, as far as we know right now, anyway.
Now, for the first time, I understand real fear.
It looks like he's using an enchanted sword there too, like the green gem there's glowing, kind of like in the games. That's cool. Ooh, see now this is what I was really excited about. A bit of a closer look at the Wild Hunt, the group of, you can kind of think of them as, you could in a way just think of them as ring wraiths, I guess. It's not a super close-up look, but that does look pretty accurate to what they should look like, right? That's really cool. I'm excited to get a lot more of the Wild Hunt in this season. That's what I've been really excited for. Okay, hang on, let's just back up a little bit. So we've got this dude back again, the guy that likes to mess around with fire a lot. What was Jaskier? I saw Jaskier. There's a closer look at the fire dude. He's holding a cat? Okay. This is the place where Yennefer was trained as a sorceress, right? I'm pretty sure it is. There's Jaskier, still rocking the long hair. I was hoping we'd get a bit of a different look for him in this season, because between the last two seasons, his look switched up quite a bit. But, I don't know. I'm hoping we'll see more of, what his outfit will look like as well. Keep in mind this is just a teaser, not an actual trailer, so we're not going to see a ton, but, I don't know, we're still seeing a fair bit so far. So Geralt throws his sword at the fire guy, who looks absolutely gobsmacked. Yennefer does... Was that Ard? That almost looked like the magic that, the witches use, right? Ard's the one where you push him, right? I think I saw... Oh no, Ciri's? Ciri's behind her. So maybe Ciri was using Ard. No, you can kind of see Yennefer's hand there doing it. Okay, alright, I'm just getting I'm getting too worked up. You know what? With the mask there, that kind of looks like the masquerade level from the Witcher 3 game, right? I know the show isn't based on the game, it's based on the books, but with the hedges and stuff and the masquerade mask, it does kind of look like that level. What was that? Hang on. I'm not quite sure what that is. You can't really see it. If anyone watching knows what that is all I can see is a blur. Looks like some kind of quadruped, but if you know what that is, leave a comment. I'm interested. Okay. So there it is, that's the teaser for Season 3 of The Witcher. Look, what I'll say is this, I know The Witcher isn't really standing at a good place in most fantasy fans' minds right now, with the last season being a little bit of a flop story-wise, and all the news coming out of the writers not being a fan, or at least not having familiarized themselves with the source material, be that the books or the games. And then on top of that, the treatment of Henry Cavill and subsequent replacement, it's all a lot. So going into Season 3, it's going to be really, really hard for them to make a good impression, and I get that. I actually completely understand, and in fact, I feel the same. I feel like it's going to be hard for me to like this season. Like I said before, there's going to be an underlying sense of sadness just watching it on the ground level, because every time we see Henry Cavill, we're going to know that this was a project he was very, very passionate about and that he wanted to do for quite a long time. And he was essentially pushed out of it because the writers wouldn't listen to his advice. Them confessing to not being fans of the source material versus him, who is a huge fan of the source material and wanted to do it proper tribute. There's a lot of negative feelings going into this season. With that said, I am still very excited about it. Do I think it's going to be a good season? I think it's going to be meh. I don't think it's going to be terrible. I don't think it's going to be great. I think I'm just going to watch it and I'll be like, all right, I'm done with that. However, I am still very, very excited for it. The Witcher is one of my favorite fantasy kind of franchises or IPs. Geralt, the witches, the whole sellsword and episodic nature of the stories is just one of my favorite types of fantasy, and it helps that the show itself is being pushed, or at least was being pushed, by a leading star who was very passionate about that material as well. As for the teaser that we just watched, I don't really think there's enough there to pick apart whether we think the next season's going to be good or bad just based off that. There are going to be people who are just flat out will say, season 3 is going to be terrible because of everything we saw in that teaser, but I think that's kind of jumping to conclusions. At the very least, it showed us that the Wild Hunt is going to be a big part of this season, or at least, hopefully, it's going to have some kind of physical role in this season, which I am very, very excited about. It kind of looked like Geralt was using an enchanted sword there, which will be interesting to see play out. I know it was pretty much most definitely Yennefer using that magic in that scene that I was trying to pick apart there, but Ciri was behind her, and the idea of Ciri being able to use the magic that the witches use is pretty exciting as well. I still maintain that I think season 1 was really good. Season 2, not so much. Anyway, I kind of feel like I'm rambling at this point. That's my thoughts on the teaser for season 3. Those are my thoughts on what we can expect kind of going into season 3. Again, it was just a teaser, not an actual trailer, so there isn't a whole lot to go off just yet. But like I said, I actually am excited. I am excited for season 3 of this show. I desperately want them to prove a lot of people wrong and come out with a great season, especially a great last season for Henry Cavill. I think that would be the least they could do, Anyway, if you're a fan of fantasy content, books, stories, that kind of stuff, then stick around. I would love to have you here. Otherwise, thanks for watching this one, especially for watching it through to the end. I appreciate you. You're my favorite. Maybe I'll see you on the next. Catch ya. This video is brought to you by my own book, Blood for Coins. This is the first story in a new fantasy series called The Saber's Noctum, following 2 coin-hungry sellswords on the run in a world full of monsters, magic, and bloodthirsty bandits. If you love and want more of the shorter, episodic, self-contained storytelling style of series like The Witcher or Dresden Files, then Blood for Coins might just scratch that itch for you. It's available on Amazon as an ebook or paperback, or on Audible as an audiobook if you want to treat your ears. The boys are just getting started.